We are living in a time of improving productivity with agentic development. There are many open questions on how applicable that is to real-life production software, not only for experimentation. Agentic workflows benefit significantly from using a mature framework such as Qt as a foundation. The most popular generic LLMs already know Qt well. Qt has been open source for over 30 years. This has resulted in hundreds of millions of publicly available code lines. This is not just Qt framework code, but the massive number of community projects created with Qt. Also, examples, documentation, and online discussions, all feeding into LLM's knowledge. When large language models were first trained, Qt was already there, in volumes. Therefore, generic LLMs are already generating decent code. Today, we are focusing on two key agentic AI technologies, skills and MCP services. When you use Qt as a foundation, you gain three major benefits. First of all, cross-platform development is complex, also for AI agents. If you're developing only a desktop application, you're probably okay to run mediocre agentic code, because you don't have to worry about performance so much. But when you have multiple targets, especially embedded platforms, performance becomes critical. Qt is excellent for building and optimizing embedded software, and now we are taking that expertise to the AI era. For instance, the dedicated QML profiling skill allows the AI agent to figure out what is expensive on the real hardware target, reading live performance data. If, for example, the frame rate isn't where it needs to be, the agent sees that, adjusts the QML, and deploys again, without a human in the middle. So it is no longer about just the agent knowing the framework. It is the whole agentic workflow, from framework to toolchain to the target. And the generated code is lean, because we have taught the agent the best practices for resource-constrained hardware. And that gets us to the second point, token consumption. There's a real cost to AI, and that cost is way higher if you had an agent build almost everything from nothing. Every token costs money. Every extra iteration costs time. But when you use a framework that is already there and already correct, the agent only writes a thin application layer on top of it, not all of the code. That makes your agentic development both faster and cheaper. The third point is a much better foundation for stability of your application. This becomes crucially important when your product ships. Because if you had an agent build everything from scratch, you own all of it. Every vulnerability in the generated code is yours. Complete maintenance burden. All of the regulatory compliance. But when you use a stable, mature framework such as Qt, your application is built on a massively more solid foundation, with millions of production deployments across industries and a vast open source user base. Qt has been tested in ways no agent-generated code base has. Qt supports you long-term. Your favorite agentic development tools already know Qt better than most other UI frameworks, especially for embedded. It is a production-grade foundation you can trust.